Well, what's up, everybody? My name is Bishop Chris Johnson, and I am the senior pastor of Zion Christian Ministries in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 17 years ago, we started Zion Christian Ministries from scratch. And you may be watching this video, and you're a person who's deciding whether or not to plant a ministry or start a church in your city. Well, I want to give you some things to consider before you plant this church. So let's consider that you are starting this church by yourself from scratch, no sponsoring church, no organization helping you. It's just you and an idea and a conviction from the Lord. So I think there are at least 10 things to consider, and I'm going to try to move through these as quickly as possible. So, number one, I believe that every church plant should start by considering who the pastor is. Yeah, who's the pastor? Are you by yourself? Are you the senior leader? Are you considering starting the church and bringing in a senior leader? Is it a team component? You and your wife? Is it co-pastor? You and another pastor? Who's the pastor of this church? Number two, location. Where is it going to be? Have you chosen a city? Is the city growing? Is there room in the city for growth? I think those are things to consider as you're getting ready to plant. Number three, what are your convictions, values, and beliefs in ministry? Obviously, we all should have some common beliefs as it relates to the Christian faith. However, every church has a set of core values, things that drive the ministry. What are you good at? What do you believe should be your role in that community? What is your convictions on certain doctrines within Scripture? And so this is vitally important because people who are going to connect with your ministry potentially will want to know what your convictions are. Number four, selecting a team, your core group of individuals. About 17 years ago, I will tell you this was probably one of the most important aspects of it. Who's going to be in ministry with you? What are those key people that you need? We started with about five core individuals, about five sitting in my living room. And so I think you have to settle who those key people are in your ministry. Number five, what is the style, the personality of this ministry? I think these are all things to think about before you start. One of the elements of growth is going to be centered around your style of ministry. People who come in, they've probably passed other churches to come visit yours, especially if it's a church plant. So I think you have to be clear on what kind of style this ministry is going to be. And style is important. We've seen it present even in the early church. In Acts chapter 2, the church at Jerusalem had a style centered around the traditions and customs of Jewish people. By the time Acts chapter 11's church, the church at Antioch, shapes and forms, there was a cultural difference there. So each church had a style. So I think you have to think about what your style of church is going to be. Number six, develop 1 to 3 to 5 year goals or plans for this church. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? And my suggestion would be to take it 1 year, then 3 years, and then 5 years. Where does your church want to be? Those have to be clear before you launch, because certainly you're going to be inviting people to partner with you, and you want to be able to communicate to them. Here's where we're going to be in the next 1 to 5 years. Number seven, a budget. Have you counted up the cost of this ministry? And I'm glad you're watching this video here today because we have a church planters course that helps you shape and consider what you're going to need budget wise. So, what is your budget for this new church plant? Number 8, interest meetings. Have you or will you schedule your interest meetings? Um, you will not know who's interested in this new church plant until you send invitations to an interest meeting. In that interest meeting, it should include things like your 1 to 3 to 5 year goals. It should include things like your convictions, your core values, your bedrock principles, your vision statements, your purpose statements. These are all things that should be included in that interest meeting. Number 9, set dates for Bible studies and meetings. Now I'm looking at the calendar and I'm thinking about what consistent gathering will we do before we do our official launch. A Bible study. It could be a series of interest meetings. It could be some community projects and events. So you need to look at your date, set some dates for gathering that does not include your official launch. And then number 10, we made it to number 10. Number 10 is setting your launch date. Okay. If you take the church planting course that we offer, you'll see where I talk about a soft launch and then your official launch. So you need to set those dates. That's number 10. Hey, if you want more information about starting this new ministry and jumping out in this new endeavor, just zoom on over to Zion Bible University and sign up for the Church Planters course. And if you need a strategy for this new ministry, just download our new ministry strategy guide. It's a free ebook that I'm giving to you. Just click on the link in this video for that guide. I'm Bishop Chris Johnson. Thank you for visiting the Zion Bible University page. I hope and I pray that as you're preparing for this launch, God gives you insight. Yeah, that's right. Insight to how to do just that. All right. God bless.